What's going on? You already know it's your boy, Little T. Back in full effect, you already know how I'm rocking, man. Hey, man, check it out. So we got something called While Every Rap Group Fails. That is true, bro. Like, every rap group fails. I don't think there's really no rap group that's out right now, for real, is it? Nah, no boy band stay together. It don't matter if it's rap, pop, One Direction, Migos. It just always in bed.
Back in the 80s and 90s, just about every rapper was in a group
NWA.
compared to being a solo artist. However, here in 2024,
You can't please everybody. That's what I feel like. It's so many heads you gotta please, and
come to mind, such as Wu-Tang Clan, A Tribe Called Quest, or NWA. Or perhaps you're thinking of more recent
some
groups
people want
like
the more
Ray
money,
Shremmer,
some people
YBN,
want the more
Brockhampton,
spotlight.
and
It just
Migos.
happens,
But
bro.
despite their commercial success, why did every single one of these rap groups eventually break apart?
You know what I mean? We stand on real deal loyalty. And, you know,
Yeah, that shit was crazy what happened to the Migos.
It is what it is. Right now, we going to be the duo till time tell.
While groups have been a pillar of hip-hop's foundation, it's no secret that we are currently witnessing the end of an era. From nasty feuds fueled by jealousy between members, lawsuits attacking each other over millions of dollars, and much more crazy drama that we're about to see, today every rap group seems to be doomed from the start.
Facts.
The first proper rap song ever recorded was actually by a group of three.
And it's
dudes
always
called
some
the
of that
Sugar
one
Hill
person
Gang,
that out the
with their
group that do
1979
like pop
classic
up
hit
big,
Rapper's
like
Delight.
the Jackson
However,
5, you had
over the past
Michael
50 years, we've
Jackson,
seen countless hip-hop groups fall
B2K, you
apart
had
while in the
Omarion,
spotlight.
like
For the
shit
sake
like
of this
that.
video, a rap group will be referring to any non-solo
It's very
artist
rare
who
if
does not
most people
primarily
blow up
release
like how
music as an
NWA did, like
individual.
Dr.
This is
Dre
different from a
and
collective such
Ice
as A$AP
Cube.
Mob or Beast Coast, for example, where artists drop music together every few years. And a group is also different from a rapper-owned record label such as J. Cole's Dreamville or Playboi Carti's Opium. From some of the earliest groups such as Run DMC in 1983, paving the
Run
way
DMC
as the
got that
first
bitch
hip-hop group
jumping.
to be nominated for a Grammy, the Beastie Boys and A Tribe Called Quest, Wu-Tang Clan, Salt and Peppa,
Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing to fuck with. The Hot Boys,
and the
Outkast.
legendary NWA in 1987.
There's
just
hella
to
groups
name a
out there,
few.
bro.
So you're doing it for the money? Yes.
Yeah, hell yeah.
All this is for the money.
See, that's why I fuck with Q. Q that bitch a bean. All this shit for the money. We love doing it, but yeah.
All this is for the money.
All this for the money.
We ain't gonna do no records, you know that's all off, and we think nobody's gonna buy.
Real
One of the most
shit.
significant transitions in hip-hop, though, has been
I'm
the move
saying we
from
don't love
artists
it, but
operating
yeah,
in
we
groups
doing this shit for
versus
the money,
now
man. We
solo
trying to get
acts.
paid.
And while it definitely makes sense due to the reasons we'll see in a second, that isn't to say there haven't still been successful groups this past decade. From mainstream names such as Sway Lee and his brothers duo, Ray Shremmer, Brockhampton and YBN, Suicide Boys and Shoreline Mafia, Flatbush Zombies, 50 Cent's G-Unit, The Wasted Potential of 88
G-Unit.
Glam, and of course we can't forget the Atlanta trio known as the Migos.
Migos,
Do y'all
R.I.P.
feel
Take
like,
off,
man,
man.
that Migos are the biggest group in hip hop right now?
Hell yeah.
We the biggest group ever.
Alright,
Go ahead now.
Got to be.
Not that,
However,
not
despite
that way.
the Migos claiming themselves as the biggest group ever, even they would eventually cut ties, joining
I'll
almost
say in the
every other
generation,
rap group
yeah.
in history, as very few are
But
still
not
together
ever, though.
today.
Top
But
10,
before
top
we see
5, yeah, I
exactly
give 'em.
what brought the Migos
I gotta
to a
really think
close,
about it.
First, I gotta tell you about this fun game I've been playing. Now, to be honest, you've probably seen this game advertised everywhere, and like I used to, just assume that it was trash, which it turns out is very far from the truth. Raid Shadowlet with 500k more silver. You don't want to miss out on these insane bonuses. Once you're in and crushing enemies, guys on the battlefield.
Thank me later.
As the #1 most certified rap group of all time, the Migos split back in 2022 was not only unexpected, but also showed us all of the exact reasons these groups never last.
How do y'all make sure y'all stay together as a team? Because usually this is around the time when we start seeing teams
My man
start
fuck Sweetie.
dispersing a little bit, breaking up and beefing and bickering.
It's real family right here. Blood. I mean, we've been through everything.
The Migos credited family as what held them together, but just 3 years after this interview came their final project ever. As one of the last powerhouse rap groups remaining, although the three have never said what exactly led to their split prior to Takeoff's unfortunate passing, 2 major instances in 2017 were a huge factor. The biggest reason we see rap groups break up simply stems back to jealousy. What
Facts.
happens is, in the beginning stages and formation of a group, everybody is humble and just excited to be there for the journey. However, as they start to find success, egos quickly develop. And in addition to egos, typically one artist will begin to outshine the others
Yeah,
and become who fans
yeah.
recognize as the face of a group. Thus, this often results in resentment, leaving the other members bitter.
To me, it's selfishness. Because you can't
Bro,
have
to
a
me,
group
bro,
like
I
that
don't.
back in there
Hold on,
because
hold on.
nobody wants
To me, bro, I don't give a fuck, bro. As long as I'm getting paid, nigga, you can catch off. They can call you, hey, you the face of the group. That's just like in sports. Like you think of the Lakers. Who you think of? LeBron James, off rip. Like you don't go like, oh yeah, they got D'Lo and Austin Reeves. Like you think of the Bulls, Michael Jordan. You feel me? Like it's everywhere. So I wouldn't give a fuck, man. As long as you
to
getting this
be
money,
that
getting this
dude in
bread,
the group.
shit.
Everybody wants to be.
Nigga, I'll
that
be the last
dude
nigga to sing
in
on
the
a song.
group.
You heard me?
And if you do get a group, they only gonna last for the first project, and don't let it be successful because the ego's gonna kick in.
Facts.
They gonna split.
Take the former rap group YBN. After meeting each other playing GTA Online, the trio of YBN Namir, YBN Corday, and YBN Almighty J are another perfect example of why rap groups collapse.
Your quote was, they left this YBN shit in the dirt.
Yeah. It be hella shit in the background. We all gonna fuck around and slip up, do something that's gonna fuck up the image of this shit. It's always gonna be something with a group.
Right.
Yeah, it's only me, kid. Namir tweeted in 2020 confirming that YBN had disbanded. Through the 3 years YBN was together, it became clear that Corday was the most talented artist of the group and by far the most praised by fans, especially following his 2 Grammy nominations for his debut solo album, The Lost Boy, in 2019. As we see it go almost every single time, as one member
Destiny
becomes
Child,
the star
Beyonce.
of a group,
I just
they then
said that.
realize they can make way more money and likely be more famous as a solo act. And since rappers honestly have the biggest egos, not only do they all want the spotlight to themselves, but they also want the bag to themselves. And of course the money is split up when you're in a group. However, along with egos growing with clout, also grows an artist's feeling of independence, leading to then, when problems arise in the group, the ability for them to just leave and do their own thing.
I
It
feel like
wasn't
that.
a popular thing at the time. You know, I was getting killed online, and I got tough skin. Like, this is just what come with the game. You know, I don't be tripping off anything. I can't be.
Yeah, if I feel like,
talking to
yeah,
kids
if you
about
feel like that's best for you,
ownership
then
and all
yeah.
of
But
this,
don't
you
break
know,
up over no
and
bullshit.
we
But
pushing
you
this
feel like you gotta
brand
go
that we don't
single, then
even
go
own
single
it.
then.
Corday officially dropped the YBN acronym from his name in 2020, and despite claiming there was no bad blood, it didn't seem like Namir felt the same way. But it was definitely a smart move for his career, going on to work with legends like Lil Wayne, while Namir dropped Soul Train, quite possibly the worst song ever made. 50
I gotta
Cent
hear
and the
that
smash
shit.
success of his first solo album, Get Rich or Die Trying, in 2003 was the main reason for G-Unit's demise. Debuting at number 1 and selling almost 900,000 copies in its first 4 days, 50 Cent was no doubt destined to be a star. But that also meant leaving his group G-Unit behind.
G-Unit, the first record came out, boom. I forced the G-Unit album to come out. True. And this girl didn't want the G-Unit album. It wanted the next 50 Cent record. He just sold 13 million records.
Right.
Real shit.
I am not Ray Shremmerd, I'm Slim Jimmy, and I'm gonna sink or swim by myself, Slim Jimmy tweeted back in 2019. Not Ray Shremmerd. Again, it was clear that one member, in this case Sway Lee, was the star and fan favorite of the group Ray
Facts.
Shremmerd. Pairing a little jealousy, allegations, and likely more that went down behind the scenes, the brothers would split for a 4-year hiatus following Shrem Life 3, which is important to note that Shrem 3 was a triple album with solo projects included from both rappers. Experimenting with solo albums while in a group is a risky move that really never seems to end well, which is why many fans point to what Offset did back in 2017 as the start of the Migos split. Oftentimes you don't have strong artists and it's hard for all 3 members to be superstars in a group, said Quavo, eerily foreshadowing the Migos' future. Then with time some of that shit falls off and then soon they're gone. With their signature triplet flow, what made the Migos so great was that they all complemented each other perfectly. There was no
Facts.
clear star
It was
between
times
the
you couldn't
three.
even tell which
You could
Migo was
argue Quavo
rapping.
was the face of the group simply because he was often on the choruses of their early hits and the most vocal in the media. However, many fans feel that the Migos dropping solo albums was what initially sparked this tension between them. As the first member of the group to release a project not under the Migos name, Offset linked up with 21 Savage and Metro Boomin for a collab album titled Without Warning in 2017, then followed by Quavo's first album a year later featuring this terrible artwork, and then Offset's debut, Father of 4, and Takeoff's The Last Rocket.
Your solo album, you know, why was it time to kind of branch off from Migos?
It's not even a branch off. It was just, we all just want to express ourselves on a full project.
Dropping solo albums like this gives artists the chance to really showcase their talent and assures them they can succeed on their own if necessary. Not to mention artists get to see how much money they can make by themselves when their check isn't split 3 ways.
I feel
Once
that.
members of a group become more popular in their own rights though, it also becomes significantly more difficult to not only tour as a group, but also work on music together and be as present as they once were. For
That
this
way.
reason we've seen multiple rappers break off from their group and have
Hot
massive
boys,
solo
hot
careers,
boys, bling,
such
bling,
as Lil Wayne,
bling.
whose Hot Boys Squad broke up in 2001, Jadakiss from The Lox, as well as Ice Cube and Dr. Dre from NWA. But as for the Migos, Offset's 2017 album with 21 Savage opened the door for his solo career, dropping just 3 days after he proposed to superstar Cardi B, the second move that fans speculate played a big part in the Migos' collapse. The moment
too
you attach
hype.
yourself to a group, you are now affected by what happens to every single other member as well, whether positive or negative. Amir is no longer in Brockhampton. We want to sincerely apologize to the victims affected by Amir's actions. Following multiple women bringing SA allegations to light on Twitter against member Amir Van, Brockhampton was forced to remove him, canceling their tour and scrapping their 4th album in the process.
This is really hard. I don't agree with anything Amir has admitted to.
As one of the group's founders in the face of their hit 2017 Saturation trilogy, Amir's departure left a huge hole in the group, soon leading to their indefinite hiatus.
Damn.
Internal conflicts have been the reason for countless breakups these past 50 years. Despite claiming it a, quote, business decision and personal choice to leave the Weeknd's XO record label, the truth is Toronto duo 88 Glam was dropped after their messy split went public, to the point where they were saying things like this to each other on social media.
First of all, Derek Wise, he threatened to kill me off of
Damn.
music. All right, you want to threaten my life, right?
Oh, some music?
When I make all your hooks, I'll never rock with that again. Like, for real. Like, I wish that nigga the worst.
Beginning to crack into the mainstream with hits like Lil Boat and It's a Flex, and destined to blow up even more as opening acts on the Weeknd's After Hours tour, along with the announcement of their highly anticipated 2020 album, including mainstream features like DaBaby, Lil Durk, Nav, and Rich the Kid. None of this would ever happen though, as allegations between members Derek Wise and 88 Camino began to come out. Paired with personal disputes over their association with XO in the Weeknd, 88 Glam would split on nasty terms never to speak again.
Niggas 88, stop playing with me, man. 88.
He never cared about me. All he cared about was being on EXO's. I'm like, Abel signed me. He didn't even give me a feature. This nigga makes 500 M's a year, and he can't give his one song.
Today, labels simply prefer solo acts as they are easier to both negotiate contracts with as well as manage one artist compared to multiple.
Facts.
Rappers again have the biggest egos, and it's hard for them to stay on the same page with other rappers for a long period of time. However, while no bad allegations arose within the Migos, similar to 88 Glam, internal conflicts seemed to tear them apart. To confirm the beef that fans were speculating, in May of 2022, Offset and Cardi B unfollowed both Quavo and Takeoff on social media. And this came just one day after Quavo and Takeoff announced that not only Quavo and Takeoff on social media. In May of 2022, Offset and Cardi B unfollowed both Quavo and Takeoff on social media. And this came just one day after Quavo and Takeoff announced that not only were they dropping an entire collab album together, but also that they were forming a new duo called Unk and Few, obviously leaving Offset the odd one out.
We want to see our career as a duo. You know, we just came from a loyal family, you know what I'm saying, that's supposed to stick together. And, you know, sometimes when it don't work out, it ain't meant to be.
Egos and clout appeared to have yet again split the once unbreakable trio apart. Combined with cheating rumors and probably more behind the scenes we don't know about, things would only get worse as just 2 months later, Offset filed a lawsuit against the Migos label Quality Control over ownership of his solo music. This issue of money and ownership is arguably just as big of a reason why these groups always end. There's more money in the solo play, former NWA member Ice Cube said. The royalties don't go up for how many members you have in the group. Only 1 year after the release of their legendary breakout album Straight Outta Compton in 1988, Ice Cube quit the group, claiming that their manager, Jerry Heller, and other members were denying him money. Having written almost half the lyrics on the album, Cube felt he wasn't seeing his fair share of royalties, and also felt that Eazy-E was getting more attention from their label, Interscope. So he left.
Time for us to put
Smart
the hand
move,
on the chopping blocks.
That was a smart move by Ice Cube.
Financial disagreements were
He's
also
saying
the
the
main
bullshit
factor for
early.
the split of another legendary group, A Tribe Called Quest, in 1998. While signed under Jive Records, not only did they face issues with their label about royalties owed, but concern over the group's direction led to tension between both parties. Due to these creative differences and the fact that artists evolve and eventually get tired of working with the same people, combined with the always complex struggle to be both friends and business partners, today it's no secret that the era of groups dominating hip-hop is over. The truth is, though, nothing is meant to last forever, and rap groups are no exception. As time goes on, people and personalities change, and there's nothing wrong with wanting to switch things up. So while it is easy to say these groups fail simply because they never last and very few are still together, groups tend to represent a moment in time instead of a long-term career path. Plus, many of them have sprouted stars and racked up millions of streams despite only being together a few years.
we just creatives, you feel me? And we have creative differences.
Right.
Like I feel like all creatives want some shit their own way, you feel me?
Right.
So 4 different people, that's 4 different visions.
Right.
We see these same exact issues with groups in every other genre too, such as Fifth Harmony, Destiny's Child, Blink-182, The Beatles, and One Direction, to name a few. Not to mention groups break up all the time in TV shows, businesses, friendships, marriages, etc.
It's part of life.
And while, like we just saw, a lot of splits can be intense, not every rap group's breakup is ugly. As one of the most beloved groups in hip-hop history, back in 2007, the duo of Big Boy and Andre 3000, known as Outkast, announced that they would be taking a break to pursue their own solo careers, splitting on a peaceful note after almost 2 decades of making music together.
I think just in general, when it came to where my creative juice is coming from within Outkast, like there was a certain point where I just didn't know where else to go.
Right.
There was no such thing as singular success.
Shit, they pretty much said we did everything, man. They trying to do some new shit. See, I fuck with Outkast, man.
When hip-hop first started, a group effort was basically needed, with the idea being the more members in a group, the easier to spread your music via word of mouth. However, with the internet now and social media, not only can you market and build a fan base entirely by yourself right on your cell phone, but now you can also record and produce music alone, eliminating the need to work in the studio with other people.
Facts.
These past few years, the trend has now shifted to, instead of groups, actual record labels owned by rappers like Travis Scott's Cactus Jack, which I've already made a video about why those are a trap too. In my opinion, the best way to go about forming groups is like Run the Jewels or Silk Sonic, for example, where artists come together and drop music once they are already established and under no contract obligation. But still, it's a very thin line to walk. The key to avoiding failure as a rap group comes down to communication, trust, resilience, and above all else staying true to the music. Although it honestly feels like every single one eventually crumbles under the same issues, there's no doubt that hip-hop would not be where it is today without the impact of groups.
Hey, man, that's going to do it for why every rap group fails, man. That's some real shit, though, bro. Real shit. There's no more no real good rap groups out here that's dominating the game, like you said. But, yeah, man, that's going to do it for the video. Let me see in the comments below. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. Hope y'all enjoyed the vibe, man. Peace.